Hill, taking a daily look at the biggest stories in Denver sports and interacting live with you, the Coffee Break fam. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of joe, and enjoy your coffee break. Here's your host, Rachel V.
It's been a really long time since we've done a true Denver sports Q&A, and I was like, it's a snowy day. A Q&A sounds freaking fantastic. So I asked on Instagram. You guys gave me a bunch of questions to answer. Feel free to put any in the comments as well that you guys want to ask, whether they're, I figured we would do personal, we would do sports. We're going to just do it all because a lot of people have been asking about my honeymoon too. So I would love to give some Switzerland recommendations. I don't know. I just felt like it was a cozy day. There's not a whole lot going on in the sports world. Of course, there's always some stuff, but I was like, let's just have fun with it today. So happy Thursday. We will also be doing picks at some point. I believe I have to make sure my login thingy is working, but we will hopefully be able to do some picks with you guys. So yeah, there's a ton to dive into. Happy Thursday. Let's get into it. Okay. I already see comments coming in, which I love. So thank you. I'm going to get to the some that I have on my social media. Also, in case you did not see, did everybody see McDuffie's comments on Bo Nix? It seems to be going viral right now because there was a lot of respect being handed out. And I got a lot of questions about Bo Nix specifically, so we'll dive into those as well. But I thought what McDuffie came out and said, just talking about like how Bo's actually done a really good job improving and being able to now read defenses, and his growth over the past couple of weeks has really started to turn. And he came out and said that he's going to be a challenge for them, especially because he can use his feet. So I'm excited about that. I love that. DenverSports.com is going to have all the quotes that you need to know. That'll be coming out here at 12:30. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get into some of the questions. So thank you guys, first of all, for sending some in. They're so much fun to watch. Let's see. Favorite thing to do when not covering sports? Okay, I guess we'll start with a personal question. I have a ton of different hobbies, and especially now that I'm done wedding planning, I feel like I have literally so many. I've gotten into scrapbooking recently. I decorate cookies and have actually kind of turned it into a little bit of a side business, which is really cool. I have another order that I have due next week. So that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's something that I've never done before. So I'm really pumped for that. I play a lot of video games. I obviously watch a lot of sports. I love hanging out with my family and my friends. I'm a sushi addict. So like even tonight, I think I'm going to go get all you can eat sushi. So if you want to find me somewhere, you can usually find me getting sushi someplace. But yeah, so that's my favorite things to do when not covering sports. I play a lot of video games, like I said. I do a lot of editing. I really enjoy capturing memories. So I do a lot of vlogs. You can see my full honeymoon on my YouTube channel, that kind of stuff. Who is the funniest Broncos player? So this is actually kind of controversial, which I think is hysterical. But the funniest guy for me is actually quarterback Jarrett Stidham. I think people take his humor the wrong way. Like his whole thing about, you know, how he told Bo Nix that Bo Nix is he's gonna get an extra bottle of wine when he goes out for Bo Nix's rookie dinner. And like, I don't know, I think people just kind of took it the wrong way. And I think he's actually really funny. Like I usually laugh at least once for an entire time that he's up at the podium. I can't even talk. But he's just funny. Like he's got this really funny sense of humor. I actually just found out that his wife is a YouTuber, and it's been really interesting to kind of see the behind the scenes of his life. And he's got that same sense of humor all the way around. Like there was a vlog, I believe it was the Raiders game back at the beginning of October that she had gone to, and I was watching it, just kind of seeing what it is. And she went up to him at the end of the game and was like, good game. And he was like, oh, yeah, my observing was fantastic. Like, because he obviously was on the bench the whole time. So I think Jarrett Stidham, a lot of people don't like his sense of humor, but I do think it's really entertaining, at least in my personal opinion. Your take on how Bo Nix has done for the Broncos in 2024. So great question. I think Bo Nix has actually done a really good job. That's why I feel very confident. If you watched Monday's episode of Coffee Break, I called him the franchise quarterback of the future. I think he is the guy. I think Sean Payton and George Payton, they nailed it on this guy. One, because of the growth we've seen from week 1 to where we are now. I think that's the most impressive part. When we watched him the first 2 weeks, we were all blown away by how long he locked onto receivers. And it felt like the game was way too fast for him. We were seeing these short passes. We were seeing him throw high balls. Like there were a ton of different things that you were watching and going, oh no, this is really not going to be good. And he's improved week after week after week after week. And His confidence is there. I love his approach to the game. I love that nothing else matters. His personal accolades don't matter. All he cares about is winning the football game, and his intensity, I think, is going to take him really far as well. I love that he uses his feet. He's willing to put his body on the line. I mean, how many other quarterbacks are willing to do a touchdown catch like he did from Cortland Sutton at the goal line and get hit in the back like he did? So I think he's the guy. I'm sorry. I like it. Now, obviously there's going to be some more ups and downs. We're seeing this team's not ready yet to be where they're supposed to be, in a few years, but that it's going to just take time. So they have a rookie QB. They have a guy that's building chemistry with a lot of people. Like, things are good. And so, yeah, I'm happy about that. This one kind of ties into it, so we'll answer this. Do you think the Broncos will get to 10 win this year? I actually do. I think they will. Let me see. I think I've got the schedule. So, I think that they will, in fact, get a win, I believe, against the Falcons. I think they're going to get one against the Raiders. The Browns, I also do. I think they'll get one against the Colts. Let me hide this comment real quick. The Bengals, I think they will lose to, and the Chiefs, I think they will lose to. The Chargers is a coin flip every single time. So I guess that's only 4 more wins. Yeah, but I think that they're going to steal one game, probably one game from the Chiefs, or they could possibly beat the Chargers if they don't do that. So I do think that they will get to the playoffs, but I also truthfully do believe that they will, in fact, make the playoffs, which is exciting. So, we haven't been talking about a wild card spot in so long. We haven't been talking about the playoffs in so long. It feels so far off. But this year it actually does. But you have to beat the bad teams, and that's going to be like the major. You got to go out there. You got to win the games that are being handed to you, and that's it. So I think it's going to be hard, but I think because we've continuously seen Bo Nix grow game after game, that they will, in fact, be able to do that. If you watch the game, it's pretty easy to see Bo is a budding star. Yes, he is. I love his work ethic. I love that he goes out there and he puts his body on the line, and he's improving, and we're seeing the long balls, and those are darts, by the way. Like, he's got an arm on him. His accuracy is getting better. His chemistry with all of those guys is getting better. The way he reads the defense, we've seen him call audibles. Like, there's so much that week by week by week we're seeing him improve on. So I can't imagine when we're talking season by season by season. So I feel confident in saying that, yes, Bo Nix is, in fact, a starter in this league and will be the franchise quarterback for the Broncos for hopefully a really long time. Okay. Let's see. When are you going to stop letting James Marlot on the show? Never. Personally, I love what James has. I think it's great that he gets and stays with his opinions. Even after, our Twitter mentions, you guys, when we posted that Baron Browning clip, were ugly. They were ugly. And all it did was make James want to say, no, I want everybody to see my point. And then he went and wrote an article at denversports.com explaining his point even more. So I think that he's great. I think that he is very strong-willed and very strongly opinionated, but that's good. That's what you want here in Denver sports. That's what you want in the media. You want people. We all have different opinions. I have different opinions than even, Will Peterson and Jake Shapiro and all of that. So I find it fascinating. I love James. He's great. And I don't just say that because he's my boss, but truthfully, I think he's going to be fantastic. And I've told him for months and months, actually years now, I'm like, you need your own show. You need to just do it. People would listen to you no matter what, whether you like him or you don't, people would listen. Which team are you more worried about, Avs or Nuggets? Great question. I am actually way more nervous about the Denver Nuggets than I am the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Avalanche have injuries after injuries after injuries. The Cale Makar stuff was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Him leaving the game on Tuesday night during the second period, I'm sitting there thinking, there's no way that they can afford to lose another guy. So the way the Nuggets have bounced back into games, we are seeing them down by 15 to 20 points. It feels like almost every single night. Now, yes, they have played some really good teams. It's amazing that they got a win against OKC in the way that they did last night too. But Nikola Jokic, is he going to have a triple-double every single game? Is Russell Westbrook going to go for almost 30 every single game? It's tough. It's really tough. I just don't think that it's they're capable of doing that for 82 games. I guess how many? 70 3 more games or whatever it's going to be through the season. So I'm more worried about them. For the Avs, if they can just deal with the injuries and hopefully get everybody back together, I think that they'll be okay. So I'm more worried about the Nuggets, but definitely the Avs, their injuries, man, hurt. And actually, I did see one of the other questions was somebody asking me, do you think that the Avs will welcome back Valeri Nichushkin? This is such a fascinating topic for me. Because I feel like there's so much behind the scenes that nobody is talking about. And I do think that they're going to welcome him in with open arms. I think, one, they know that they can win with him. And even though there may have been some things that happen behind the scenes, their desire to win another cup, to have another Stanley Cup is there. And I think that they can win with him. And the way they've handled it, everybody expected Nathan MacKinnon to just be like, screw this guy. I hate him. Like, we want nothing to do with him. Trade him, get him out of here. And it hasn't been like that at all. Like, you've seen them be slightly disappointed, but you've also seen them being really supportive. And so that just makes me believe that something else is going on behind the scenes that nobody else is aware of besides the guys in that locker room and Nichushkin's family and friends. And so, yeah, I would say I think that situation is going to be really unique. I will be at the game on November 15th. So I will be in the locker room. I'll give you guys an entire in the sports office. So yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Rachel, how badly will we lose tonight in Winnipeg? Well, first of all, let's not put the bad juju out. Okay, it's not looking good for the Avs already, but like let's not put the bad juju out there just yet. I actually do not know who's playing in goal tonight. I can easily figure that out if I want to, if that'll help. Looks like Georgiev is going to be playing. Yeah, I think Georgiev will. That man's got to figure out his confidence, first of all. He's got to be able to figure out his confidence, and having a win against a really good team. The fact that they are 12-1, Winnipeg, is absolutely crazy. I mean, they're off to one hell of a start. But I think that the Avs record would look a lot better than it did if they had their full lineup. And that's just the truth. I know the goalie struggles are going to continue. But like you had Devon Toews missing a few games. Now, if Cale Makar is out, that's a game time decision. So we have to wait and see how he's feeling. But it is a good sign that he got on the plane and flew out to Winnipeg. Yeah, if I had to put a score prediction on tonight's game, gosh, I really don't want to because I don't want everyone to be like, Rachel, what the heck? I would say that they lose 7-3 tonight. But you never know what can happen with goalies too. I know he struggled. I know Georgiev has continued to struggle, but you never know. Sometimes you can have a crazy good game and nobody expects you to, and all of a sudden you're back on your hot streak and you're feeling good. So I think confidence comes a lot with just goalies in the NHL, and I think that they've got to get back to finding that. I do think personally that they will in fact go and find a goalie at the trade deadline, but we'll see. Bedna already said, Georgiev, 3 goals, we will lose. Yes, we will see. Let's see. I'll go with 6-2. What other questions? Would you target T. Higgins in the offseason? If so, what figure would be too high to sign him? Well, the Broncos, no matter what, will still have to deal with the Russell Wilson contract. That's just the unfortunate part. They're going to have to deal with it. From what I've heard, T. Higgins isn't available. So I don't think that that's actually a realistic signing by anyone. I think that they're going to keep him there. So yeah, that's why I'm just going to quick answer. I think that he's not available, but the Broncos, no matter what, will have to deal with the cap. And I think that's why they're going to probably go younger. Dun, 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 dun. Wait. He's a free agent. T. Higgins. Who am I thinking of then? Who am I thinking of when I'm talking about that he's not available? I don't know. I'm blanking now. I apparently haven't had enough to get me through my morning. But now I'm confused on who the heck I'm thinking of that is not available, even though everybody wanted them to sign him. Yeah, I know who T. Higgins plays for. Anyways, besides the point, are the Avalanche not able to add a great player because Gabe is still being paid for not playing for 2 years? Oh, the Avs. Oh, Gabriel Landeskog. I do think that there was a big enough setback. The fact that he's off the ice is not good, but are they not able to add a great player because Gabe is still being paid for not playing for 2 years? Keeping him on the roster does hurt the Colorado Avalanche team, no matter what. And I do think that there will come a point when they say, Gabe, we have to try and go win a cup, right? Because you have Nathan McKinnon, you have Mikko Rantanen. I will be fascinated to see how the Mikko Rantanen contract goes. And actually, I did see a question. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do think that there will come a point where they're like, if you're not coming back, we have to let you go. But regardless, I mean, they're still going to have to pay him for a little bit no matter what if they let him go because he signed that 8-year contract extension. It's been a while now. But I think he's got like 2, maybe 3 more years left on his contract. Maybe 2. But I mean, regardless, it still hurts him that he can't be out there. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's so hard when it comes to Gabe, and it's hard with this Avalanche team too, because again, then you have a player like Nichushkin, who, yes, even though he's in the NHL and NHLPA player assistance program, like he's not getting technically paid, but like he still takes up a roster spot because he's that good of a player. So there's a lot. There is a lot. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one because I did see somebody ask if I think the Mikko trade. Hold on, let me get back to my Q&As. Do I think that the Mikko extension will get done during the season or next off season? The way Mikko Rantanen talked about it when it was brought up to him at the very beginning of the season, I was in the locker room and he got asked about it. And essentially he said, like, I'm going to let my people handle that and like whatever. But he made it very clear. And that's what I thought was really interesting to me about the fact of, like, I want to focus on this season. And if it doesn't get done before this season, then we'll look at it after. So I have a feeling that things have probably not gone like totally silent, but I think a lot more quiet. And yeah, my gut's telling me that it'll get done next off season, depending on how well he plays this year. If he can be the Mikko that, we're talking about the Moose every single other night or whatever it's going to be, then I think they will re-sign him. But you've already got some other top tier guys that I could see them letting him go, either to one, save a little bit of money, or to hopefully bring in some younger guys as well. So how would you feel if Mikko Rantanen went off on his own? I'm very curious. Who will bring a championship back to Denver first? The Broncos, the Rockies, the Nuggets, or the Avs? Great question. Very hard question. The Rockies, I can cross that one out of. I think the Broncos could realistically get back to Super Bowl contention. If Bo Nix continue to improve the way he's doing, I would say 4 to 5 years, which I know people are going to be pissed about. If the Avs were totally healthy, my gut would tell me that the Avs could do it. Because they kept a lot of their guys together. And I think that they realized when they let Nazem Kadri go that you have to keep the guys there. The Nuggets I think Russell Westbrook was a great move in the offseason. I think that he has done a really good job. I know things like he's got his bad nights. Don't get me wrong. He's also been playing in the league for 17 years. But I just think that the management and Michael Malone, that drama is very real. I truthfully believe that. I think you're seeing that with questions that are being asked of players and their responses. I don't think Nikola Jokic can go out there and drop 30-plus points every single night for this entire team. Jamal Murray, in my personal opinion, he was not the guy. He is clutch in moments, don't get me wrong, but I need him to show up way more throughout the beginning of the game and into the second half than just the final quarter. Aaron Gordon, I think, was great to extend him. I'm really happy for him. But unfortunately with injuries, this is also like starting to cause a little bit of a scene. MPJ's really got to figure it out. His roller coaster I'm exhausted. I want to get off the ride, but that's how I feel about the entire Nuggets team right now. I feel like I'm on this roller coaster where I'm like, oh, they're down by 15. Oh, well, I guess we're going to be able to pull this one off. Oops. And I think that you just have to be a dominant team to be able to go on and win a championship. So I don't like it. Oh, somebody said Nuggets will win a championship first. Interesting. I'm going, if I have to just guess, I think that the Avs, if they can keep everybody together and they can be healthy, I think that they could do it. Not this year, but maybe next year. Otherwise, I think that the window is definitely closed. But I think the Broncos are like 4 or 5 years away. And I really hope that I'm wrong. And I hope that the Nuggets and the Avalanche can both win again. Because, right, you've got the best player in the world for the Nuggets, and you've got a couple of the best players in the world on the Avs team. And I would love to see them be able to bring another Stanley Cup and Larry O'Brien trophy back to Denver. Sign Garrett Bulls or draft a left tackle? Oh, what a great question. Oh, what a great question. Would I re-sign Garrett Bulls? Let me look up real quick. Let me see what Garrett Bulls' contract is right now. Just because I'm curious. He signed a 4-year, $68 million contract. 68 mil. So you probably have to go up a little bit from there. This is a really hard question. This one actually might stump me. Because I think that Garrett adds a level of family to this locker room. He's been around for a really long time. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He cares so deeply. I think that he's done relatively good. I think last year, he was a little bit better than he was this year. I feel like we've seen a couple more calls on him. Man, that's tough. That is really, really, really tough. That might honestly be the question of the game. I might have to put that on Twitter and just see what people say, because I don't have a gut feeling one way or another. I guess I'm probably leaning more towards drafting somebody, but that also feels like so dirty because Garrett's so nice and like just such a good dude. So yeah, I would be curious. Garrett is 32. Maybe he'd give a hometown discount. You never know if that can happen. That would be beneficial for the Denver Broncos team if he really wants to stay here in the Mile High City. But yeah, I just don't know. Rachel, does it make you more worried about the Mikko contract after Draisaitl signed for 8 years, $112 million? Not really, to be completely honest with you. I think that Mikko really wants to stay with the Avalanche. I think he understands that the team can win, that they can go out there and win a Stanley Cup. So no, it really it doesn't, surprisingly enough. I don't think that they would offer him an 8-year deal. This sounds kind of bad, but like Mikko's not that guy. Don't get me wrong. When the moose is loose, the moose is loose, and he is so fun to watch. But he's not a Nathan McKinnon. He's not a Cale Makar. He's not a why is his name blanking me? He's injured right now. He's not one of those top guys. He's not a household name. That's what I'm trying to say. And that sounds bad because he's a really damn good player. So don't get me wrong when I say that, but it doesn't worry me. He's a top 5 winger in the world. Somebody will pay him. But he's not a top 5. Ooh, don't get angry at me on that one. Let's see. I'm going to go back to some more of the Instagram ones because you guys had a ton. Let's see. Some of these are just like so random. Which was my favorite championship run to cover? That's a good question. My favorite championship run to cover. Well, first of all, I wasn't in the media when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, but that still holds like a really like dear memory to me, just because I remember like celebrating with my family, and I'll never ever forget like waking up on Sunday morning knowing it was the Super Bowl and being so excited, right? You're getting all your game day food, you're like driving around, everybody's honking, like, people are so excited. So that will always hold like a really special place in my heart. But as a media member, personally, watching the Avs get the Stanley Cup, is just insane. Like we were like so deprived of a championship from anybody down there at Ball Arena. And I felt like the community really, really rallied around the Avs going for it. And I think because they did it in such a dominating fashion that it was just crazy. But there was also going up against Tampa, and you were like, we might lose. Like there was also this just like anxiousness around it that I think made people really buy in. And with the Nuggets, it was just like, yeah, they're going to win. Like they just smoked everybody, it felt like. And so, yeah, but the Avs winning the Stanley Cup, it was I don't know. It was so different. I don't know if we got like really cocky here in the Mile High City, but it just didn't feel like the community bought into it the same way with the Nuggets as the Avs, which is usually the opposite. Usually people really, really buy into it when it comes to the NBA or the NHL. And it just felt like that time it was different. So yeah. Let's see if there's any others. Favorite part of Switzerland. Okay, so yes, I went on my honeymoon to Switzerland. I loved it. If you ever have the opportunity to go, please, please, please do. It's stunning. Go in the fall. The weather is like 50 degrees. It's absolutely stunning, gorgeous, but the leaves are like so deeper that it just put Colorado to shame. And I can't believe I'm even saying that, but it was just beautiful. My favorite town was Lauterbrunnen, which is the 72 waterfalls, the Valley of 72 waterfalls. I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. Like the little town is really, really small, but it was just so pretty. And if you can do a Via Ferrata, you can go look on my social media. I was literally hanging off of a cliff, you guys. Like, truthfully, I looked down and there was nothing beneath me. It was one of the craziest things ever. Okay, let's see. Favorite part about my wedding? Good question. God, that's like such a hard question. We wrote everybody notes, like personalized notes, and watching everybody read those and just like being able to explain to all of those people, because we had a relatively small wedding, like how much they meant to us. Like we were very picky with our guest list, which I highly recommend. That was like such a special moment for me as well. So I loved that. I loved being able to see like all those smiles on the people's faces. What other questions does everybody have? How long do you think Sean Payton will stay in Denver? I think Sean Payton will stay in Denver for as long as they have a winning season / make the playoffs. I think once the Broncos go back into having a losing season, I think he could peace out and go back to a TV gig for sure. What other questions I'm seeing? Do you have a favorite vacation spot outside of Colorado in the US? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Do you have a favorite vacation spot outside of Colorado in the US? I'm a big animal girl, if you did not know this, but I absolutely love, I'm a big wildlife girl, so I love Yellowstone National Park. Alaska is absolutely beautiful. I went to Hawaii not too long ago, and we went to Oahu for a day, and I thought that was absolutely beautiful. So I would either have to say Yellowstone National Park or Alaska would probably be my top favorite vacation spot outside of the US, or outside of Colorado in the US though. But again, that's because I just love wildlife. Like, I'm a girl, I will wake up super early. We go to Estes Park every single year. I absolutely just love it. So, but you guys, 30 minutes literally went like that. So I know some of you have to get back to work. I know some of you are just chilling at home. Let me know if you guys enjoyed like the Q&A. It was just super fun and easy, and I'm glad we were able to do it. Thank you guys for the questions too. I really do appreciate it. It was fun to answer them. I know some of you didn't like my answers. I can clearly see that in the comments, but it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys all so much. Really quick, I guess, shall we do our picks? Let me see if I can even pull it up. Denversports.com. In case you did not know how to do this, I will quickly show you guys. So you can go to denversports.com, and then you can go to, I believe it's menu, King Supers Fan Football Pick'em. I'm still number 1 overall, everybody. We're making it. I don't know how, but we are making it. All right. Let's see. I've had something in my eye this entire time, you guys. I'm so sorry if I've just been like messing with it. I will go Baltimore for sure. Carolina or the Giants. Gosh, what a game that is. We'll come back to that one. Chicago or New England. I will actually go with Caleb on this one, and I will take Buffalo over Indy. Minnesota over Jacksonville. Can we just talk about the downfall that has happened in Jacksonville? It's absolutely crazy. I don't even have answers. We'll come back to this one too. I'm going to take Atlanta over New Orleans. Actually, this could be a trick game, though. I do think I'm still going to take Atlanta, but anytime there's a firing of a head coach, the next man up, it feels like the team really rallies behind them and is like, let's go. And because the interims, obviously their special teams coordinator, I feel like they could really rally. So this could be a trick game. I'm still going to go with Atlanta, but it wouldn't surprise me if New Orleans somehow found a way. San Francisco over Tampa Bay. San Francisco, I believe Christian McCaffrey is supposed to play. I guess I haven't heard anything else on it, and I haven't truthfully been paying that much attention. Real quick, let me take this off of the screen. So I do like San Francisco. Pittsburgh over Washington. Wow. If the Broncos weren't playing at the exact same time, I truthfully think I would I would watch that game in a heartbeat. Who are you guys going to pick? Please let me know. Are you guys going to take Washington or are you going to take Pittsburgh? Because I think I'm going to take Washington. I think I'm going to do it because it's at home. I'm going to take the Chargers. Arizona, I like Baron Browning. I hope you get your first win. Philadelphia over Dallas. Yep, because Dak's obviously out now. That sucks. Detroit, can't bet against them. And then the Rams or Miami. I'm going to go with the Rams by a final score of 24-12. 24-17. 24-17. So there are my picks for this day. Okay, you guys are all saying Washington too. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Carolina over the Giants. I guess I'll go with the Giants just because majority is, but that's going to be an ugly, ugly game for sure. And then I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs over the Denver Broncos. You guys, I'm so sorry. I know that sounds bad. And no, it's terrible. But unfortunately, I don't think they can stop Patrick Mahomes, and they'll continue to be undefeated. But I will have my keys tomorrow to the game to beating the Chiefs. I think there are some things that you can 100% do. Thank you. Apply petroleum jelly to your cut. I literally have been putting Vaseline on my cut this entire time, and it is definitely helping it a ton. So thank you for that. Hopefully this gets better sooner rather than later. And I love you guys all so, so much. Thank you, every single one of you, for just hanging out with me for a little bit of your time. If you are here in the metro area, please, please, please stay safe, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.